Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, and this is an update video concerning Milo Yiannopoulos, CPAC, and all of the bullshit surrounding it, plus fallout from it, which I will get to, and I think it's really fucked up. Anyway, so over the course of the past 24 hours, as you know, people from both the left and the right have been assaulting Milo. This is probably something that was bound to happen at some point in time. I did a 34-minute video last night defending Milo, and I stand by what I said. I also stand by the fact that I looked at who I believe is behind this situation, why I believe this person is behind this situation, and all the evidence I could find supporting that. And today, things happened how I pretty much figured they were going to happen, right? The CPAC pulled Milo. They disinvited him is the word that they use. No, you gave him the fucking boot because you were afraid of some of the shit that he said, right? All while running under the auspice of fucking free speech. No, seriously, like free speech on college campuses was a big reason why Milo was going to be the keynote speaker. But they decided that his free speech and his ability to speak about being a victim of sexual abuse and using edgy humor as a way to compensate for that wasn't good enough. It wasn't Republican enough. It wasn't conservative enough. In fact, Matt Shep, who is the the ACU chairman, said in a statement, "Due to the revelation of an offensive video in the past 24 hours condoning pedophilia, the American Conservative Union has decided to rescind the invitation of Milo Yiannopoulos to speak at the Conservative Political Action Conference. We realize that Mr. Yiannopoulos has responded on Facebook, but it is insufficient. It is upon him to answer the tough questions, and we urge him to immediately further address these disturbing comments. We initially extended the invitation knowing that the free speech issue on college campuses is a battlefield where we need brave conservative standard bearers. Over 100 people will speak at CPAC starting on Wednesday. We give great thought to who is invited to speak, but the CPAC platform is not an endorsement of everything a speaker says or does. We continue to believe that CPAC is a constructive forum for controversies and disagreements among conservatives. However, there is no disagreement among our attendees on the evils of sexual abuse of children." Yeah, Milo doesn't think that either. He doesn't. He doesn't at all. He doesn't know. In fact, in a statement on motherfucking Facebook, this is what he says. He says here, "I am a gay man and a child abuse victim. I would like to restate my utter disgust at adults who sexually abuse minors. I am horrified by pedophilia, and I have devoted large portions of my career as a journalist to exposing child abusers. I've outed 3 of them, in fact, 3 more than most of my critics. And I've repeatedly expressed disgust at pedophilia in my feature and opinion writing. My professional record is very clear. But I do understand that these videos, even though some of them are edited deceptively, paint a different picture." And he goes on from there to explain everything I talked about yesterday and to further condone pedophilia, ebophilia, and things like that. But apparently that's still insufficient for Matt Schlapp in the ACU for CPAC 2017. This isn't fucking efficient because the dude's going out there and saying, I was a victim of child sexual abuse and I deal with it in my own edgy ways. Humor helps me cope. Yes, I said things wrong, but that's how I am. And, so it just goes to show you precisely that the Republican Party is deathly afraid of change. They are so goddamn afraid of change, right? Which is one of the reasons why people have been trying to take out Milo for a while. You have a British gay conservative Jew who loves black dick. He checks off every box of things they fucking hate. But that's him, and that's what he does. And they're going after him right now. Look, in the video yesterday, I showcased the Reagan Battalion, right? I showcased them as being run by Evan McMillan, who is a former independent presidential candidate, predominantly in the state of Utah, garnering 21% of mostly never-Trumper Mormon voters who didn't want the state to go to Trump. Ultimately, it still did. And I still think that this dude is behind everything that happened. And that his actual response to this is one of the key reasons why I still think that. In fact, this is what he said. "The ACU made the right call disinviting Milo Yiannopoulos after initially giving him a prominent speaking role at the upcoming Conservative Political Action Conference. Inviting him in the first place was a terrible lapse in judgment, even prior to these reprehensible videos highlighted by the Reagan Battalion in the last 30 hours. Milo's anti-Semitic and hateful comments were well publicized. Milo has never been held accountable for spreading hateful views. Moreover, he has never embraced real conservative values or principles. This calls into question why ACU invited him in the first place. Free speech is a cornerstone of our great democracy, but giving the platform for hate, racism, and intolerance is fortunately not. This incident is proof that thorough vetting is required by conservative entities before they decide to elevate and promise people as conservative standard bearers. Did you catch that? Right? Catch those little things in there, right? He's gloating. This is gloating. This guy is reveling in what he did. He's like a pig rolling around in fucking shit. He's happy. He's happy because Milo is not the conservative that Evan McMullin wants. He's not that conservative. Okay. And we know that based on what I showed in the video yesterday, he wants to reshape and reform the GOP in his image, right? People who are more traditional conservatives, that kind of mentality, the way that the GOP should ultimately be moving away from. Look, there's nothing wrong with having conservative values. There's not. I've never said that there is. But what this guy wants is to maintain what the GOP has, what people have been fighting back against, why people have been trying to change it from within, why it's not having as much of an impact on younger voters. Milo, on the other hand, is a person who speaks to the young crowd. And what the Reagan Battalion has done by showcasing those videos, because they say here that they were highlighted by the Reagan Battalion. So again, there's that fucking counter op I talked about. And they use it as a way to slander, defame, and libel Milo. And that's going to get him out of the established conservatives, which means that his impact on the younger millennial conservatives is going to wane if he's not able to bounce back from it. Do I think Milo will be able to? Yeah, pretty much. Provided he isn't fired from Breitbart. And even if he is, I'm sure he'll still bounce back just fine. But the thing is, a senior editor at Breitbart even has said today that they are calling on the higher ups at the company to fire Milo. They want Milo gone. And they are planning to walk out. There's like half a dozen of them that are planning to walk out if they don't fire him. And so if they fire Milo at Breitbart and he's kicked off a CPAC, then the one thing he's got going for him right now essentially is his book Dangerous, which has been met with massive controversy, protests, and boycotts, and it's only made the book more and more popular on Amazon. Except this just fucking happened. So Publisher Weekly just tweeted out, Simon & Schuster is canceling the publication of Dangerous by Milo Yiannopoulos after careful consideration. Full story coming soon. Yeah, there's the other drop, right? That's the other prong of this thing. You kick him out of CPAC, which I do believe was a planned event, was a planned op. All right. I don't know if it was in response to him getting the invitation. Some people have suggested the rumor that CPAC invited him only to cause the controversy in order to then discredit him because they knew about the video. Keep in mind, these videos have been out for like over a year, right? A long time. And then boot him off that way and then further discredit him and get him away from the conservative movement because he's not their kind of conservative. He's not their kind of Republican. For one, he can't even fucking vote. Not in this country, not yet, at least until he becomes a citizen, which could happen. And so they don't want him having any bit of that platform. Even though this dude straight up has an in with the younger millennial conservatives and people who aren't even conservative, like Milo, and they want to go see him speak. He has that level of influence. And they're trying to destroy that. And they're doing it in a way that, I'm not going to lie, is very smart. And it screams fucking op. It screams a fucking planned op. First you got CPAC, then you got the book. And if it goes Breitbart, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. And I don't want to see that happen for Milo. As I said in my video, I know Milo not very well. We've talked a couple times. He's always been very friendly to me, been very cordial to me. I don't agree with everything that he says. We don't even share the same political beliefs. I'm more of a liberal. He's definitely a conservative, but I do defend his right to have edgy humor. I defend his right to speak his mind, and I do believe he was taken out of context. Many people in the comments in my last video don't believe me and don't agree, and that's fine. That's fine. We cannot agree on this issue. But I think looking at everything right now, you can see that this is an attack on him. This is a planned attack. They are trying to do everything they can to not only discredit, but destroy and defame. And I think he's got enough for a lawsuit. We'll see what happens. But at the same time, I don't like to see this happen to anybody, regardless of their political views. I don't like to see people fired from their jobs, refused the platform to speak, all of these things because of their views. I love what Milo said about this a long time ago. I do believe it was at a panel he was talking with Christina Hoff Sommers and Steven Crowder, where he says, sunlight is the best disinfectant. Give everyone a platform to speak, shine that spotlight on them, and let them talk. Because then you know what they're all about. You know what they're going to say. You know where they stand on certain things. And then that will help, showcase flaws in their argument, or if they're hateful or bigoted or racist or misogynistic or so on and so forth, or misandrist, whatever. And that's the way you approach that. And I agree with that. And people are trying to deplatform him. It happened with Twitter over the summer with that Leslie Jones incident that was completely blown out of proportion and, unfairly fell at his feet. And I've defended Milo for months on these issues because as a person who does what I do, my job is to watch as much as I possibly can. My job is to look at all the evidence as best I can, formulate an opinion, and present it to you guys as best as I can. Do I get it right all the time? No, I don't. But neither does Milo, neither does Sargon of Akkad or Steven Crowder or fucking Mr. Medicare or anyone. We don't always get it right 100% of the time, but we give it our best. And I think Milo has always tried to give it his best. And this bit him in the ass. It bit him in the ass, but you can see from what I showed yesterday, you can kind of see the results of this now, that this is a planned attack on him. These are people trying to remove him from the core Republicans in this country because he represented a different kind of Republican. It wasn't log cabin Republicans. No, those fuckers fall in line. This was a new breed of conservative. One that was engaging in meme warfare, one that was a troll, one that spoke their mind, one that still held on to their beliefs but didn't give a shit at the same time. And that was something that people resonated with because it was fresh, it was unique, it was new, and they liked it. And now the established Republicans and those who are trying to reform the GOP in their own fucking godly image have taken him out. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know. But I wish Milo the best. I have no doubt he'll be able to get himself back on his feet. He's done it before. He's a squirrely little bastard, and he'll be just fine. But I also want to say, dude, I feel bad, and I'm sorry this is happening to you. But I do want to know your guys' thoughts. Please, no, completely unfiltered. I want to know your thoughts. Write them down in the comments. If you guys are new here, go ahead and slap on that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Check back daily for new content. My name is Mundane Matt. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.